Tango down.
Welcome back to Tango Down. This is D from Mahalo Games. Today we're going to be talking about movement. Being aware of your surroundings and moving as quickly and efficiently as possible is key to staying on top of the competition. Alright, movement. First off, I'm going to say Marathon Pro is the best third perk you can choose. So I have it on all of my classes, no exceptions. Being able to reach points of interest and get line of sight on avenues of approach before your enemies is key. Mastering movement takes several different factors. Most importantly, intel. And intel, I mean minimap. You have to check this, you have to know what's going on around you to judge and decide what you're going to do in terms of movement. If you know a group of enemies are going to be rounding a corner and you can get to cover to have line of sight on that location, you will dominate them. But depending on your game type you're playing, their spawns could be very rapid, so you have to keep moving and keep on your toes. At this point, a quick look at my minimap, I can tell that there are many of my teammates around me. I can see where they're looking and where they are not. This immediately gives me information on where my enemies will be and where they're coming from. But most importantly, where I need to go to get the most amount of kills. I have a very aggressive playstyle, so depending on your class setup and what weapon you're using, your movement will be different. One point I wanted to mention in this lesson, since it's about movement, is the act of hip firing. I will cover hip firing in a later lesson, but I'm going to touch on it briefly here. The quicker you move, the faster you'll be able to move from point to point. And it'll also be harder for your enemies to hit you with small arms fire. Aiming down sight naturally slows your movement down, so I try not to use it unless I absolutely have to in terms of movement in close quarters. I do a lot of hip firing, and that's actually how I get most of my kills. Given that's only when it's close quarters combat, if I'm a long-range rifleman, then aiming down sight is key. Once you learn to move efficiently in close quarters combat, any other form of movement will be a walk in the park and come naturally. For the majority of the times I'm actually firing my gun, I will be circle strafing. That is the most important way to get kills in this game. Knowing the map is key, and being able to move quickly will allow you to flank your enemies and get the drop on them. When I play, I generally try to move from spawn point to spawn point, clearing them out if possible. This way, depending on where my teammates are, I'll know exactly where they're going to be. Moving quickly between cover and in and out of areas of danger will be very important in terms of survival when you're in close quarters combat. Moving wall to wall and using them as cover while hip firing is also a good way to stay alive. Using your secondary stun grenades and flashbangs will allow you to move between points safely, or relatively safe. Changing points of cover is very important because once they know where you are, they're going to nade you and hit you with RPGs. Also, you gotta know when you need to calm down and stay and hold a point. Right now I just got flash. I know there's people in this building right here, so I have to move quickly if I want to get the drop on these guys without getting shot from behind. Alright, to review, Marathon Pro is your best friend in this game. You can get it easily by just running around the game, wait till you level it up, and then get 15 flags and capture the flag. Getting into position first is a great advantage. You can get line of sight on enemies before they do on you. And you move much faster when hip firing. When you ADS, your movement gets slowed, so if you are in CQB, which is close quarters battles, then I recommend hip firing more. Not enough people do it. They don't understand that hip firing is a great way to get kills. You don't always have to ADS. If they're within at least, I would say, 10 to 12 feet of you, I would always hip fire. Aiming down sight will get you killed. With that said, if your enemy is at a distance, then obviously you want to aim down sight and burst fire with your gun. And that's it for our lesson on movement. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more lessons on Tango Down. I'm your host, D from Mahalo Games. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.